Welcome back. I'm here with Football League editor Pascal Lemaire to talk about Saturday's championship match between Preston and Ipswich. Pascal, we'll start with the visitors. You were there to watch them go top of the table with a 2-0 win over Burnley. What do you make of their performance?
I don't think they were that good, to be honest. I mean, 3 straight wins, all coming at home. It's not that surprising. They were one of the best home teams last year. Portman Road has become a bit of a fortress for them under Mick McCarthy. But in the first half, they didn't create much against Burnley. I thought Burnley defended very well. I have to say, Ipswich, they were putting crosses in from all over. They had the guy, the new left back, sending in long throws, and Burnley dealt really well with it. But Ipswich didn't create much at all, and Burnley had the 2 best chances in that first half. They hit the post with one, and Bielkowski saved the other, and they could have easily gone in behind there. But in the second half, they really turned it up a notch. Freddie Sears signed a new 4-year contract just earlier that evening, actually, and he came up with a fantastic finish. Actually, came in low and hard, and he managed to steer it in the bottom corner. Really, really good finish, but once they broke the deadlock there, soon after it was 2-0, McGoldrick getting his header, and he came off the bench for Ryan Fraser, who went off injured. Actually, it's a bit of a concern if Fraser's out, because arguably he'd been Ipswich's best player so far in the season. But it was a good result against Burnley, who one of the teams sort of expected to challenge Ipswich for promotion. But I think the key for Ipswich this year is their away form, because last year they were good at home, but it was the away results which was the reason why they didn't sort of finish higher in the table. You look at their first away game this year, went to Brentford, they were 2-0 up, and ended up drawing that game 2-2 because of injury time goals. Many fans feel that they should be on a 100% record because they were winning that game comfortably at Brentford. And look at their next games, 3 of their next 4 coming up away from home, but you'd probably say that they are fairly, there's no big teams there necessarily. You've got Preston here, and then Reading and Leeds. I think that they should be fixtures where Ipswich think they should be able to win there. And I think the big thing with the Burnley game was the clean sheet, because before that they hadn't had a clean sheet in 12 games. So to keep a clean sheet there against the likes of Burnley, who had Vossen, Vokes, Jutkiewicz, some pretty impressive strikers there. So it was a good result for them, and sitting top of the table as it stood at the time. So impressive.
You mentioned clean sheets there. Preston, only team yet to concede in the division now. Made a very solid start for a newly promoted side.
They certainly have, yeah. First game of the season, they welcomed Middlesbrough, one of the favourites for promotion, and they held them to a 0-0 draw. They had another 0-0 draw in midweek at Rotherham, which I think was a slightly disappointing result, because they went to MK Dons the weekend, who were top of the table after the first round of games, and they went there 1-1-0, and it was an impressive performance. They were really, really good on the counter-attack. They had created a lot of chances. I know Paul Gallagher was instrumental in the middle. He set up Daniel Johnson for a couple, and they could have easily had 2 or 3 in that game. The winning goal from Gallagher was a fantastically composed finish in the middle, and they're still unbeaten. No goals conceded, and that's been without Jermaine Beckford as well. One of their star strikers, Joe Garner. He's yet to get off the mark. He's been brilliant for them in League One. He was so close to scoring against Rotherham last night. They were probably the better side against Rotherham, but a point there's okay. And the only team yet to concede. I mean, they come up against here with the top scorers in the league. No team's got more goals than Ipswich, who've scored 6. So it should be an interesting battle, I think. And certainly Preston have had a good start, but Ipswich a fantastic start as well.
And what is your score prediction for it?
I think it'll be quite a low-scoring game. I think Ipswich certainly go there. You look like they've got more quality in their squad. They've got last season's top scorer Murphy, who he's yet to really get going in this one. He came off at half-time yesterday, so maybe he might be struggling with an injury. But then you've got McGoldrick and Pittman to come off the bench, and I think Ipswich probably will just edge this one 1-0.
Sportsmore going for a 1-0 win for Ipswich.